Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6th sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back. Just wait and you'll see. Please excuse me, your honor, but you can't hold me no longer. Can't you feel the vibrations? I broke out and left traces. Go ahead, try catch me if you can, man. You'll be looking all night, I'm the Sandman. New York, London to Japan. I'ma show the whole world who I am. Boom, boom, boom. Major look.
What's good, everyone? Salute from World Combat Sports, man. Downtown LA. Just a couple of hours off the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury 3 first presser, to this much anticipated heavyweight clash. It's a big deal. It's one of the biggest fights, as I mentioned before, in heavyweight history. And there's going to be so much depending on this fight, for the legacy, extended legacy rather of Deontay Wilder, who's already matched up with some of the greats that ever compete in the sport. So it's going to be a huge fight for Deontay to get his belt back and also prove what he's been saying all along, that he's the best heavyweight in the sport today. That is the primary, goal and objective, of course, for Team Bomb Squad, is to see him go in here 100% and put on that performance, which we know he can. But Tyson Fury has, in the last fight, attempted to convince us that, it takes one trainer to teach that old dog new tricks. So he's trying to convince us again, to those who's tuned in, that it was indeed the help of Sugar Hill. You know what I'm saying? It was something special. It was so special about that cigar room and what they were smoking. You know what I'm saying? It was something special. To try to tell the people that, yeah, I brought him in and that's what it was. It was that crunk juice. You know what I'm saying? It was that crunk juice. That's what got it done. But, unfortunately, this is not the vibe and the energy that we seen in the first fight. The first fight, it was a lot of joking back and forth. It was over the top trash talking between the two, more of a friendly type cordial vibe. This time it's just straight personal. It's venom. You know what I'm saying? It's dirty needle type shit injected into this motherfucker right here. Like this fight, like Deontay said, y'all seen the nice part of Deontay, and he gave y'all that. But, it wasn't appreciated. So therefore, he just pretty much gave the middle finger and said, I'm all about business this time. That's my main point of focus. I'm all about business. I'm all about looking forward to July 24th, going in there and proving all the naysayers that were saying that Tyson Fury didn't cheat, that nothing was wrong with his gloves, Deontay Wilder wasn't drugged, and all the variables that went along with that fight, with the damage that he took in the ring, being that he has to hear, Wilder has to hear people talk about he was knocked out, when actually he received the weakest stoppage of all. That's when a towel comes in. A towel came in and stopped the fight. Actually, Wilder was still fighting. But it brings us to this date right now. know what I'm saying? It brings us to the 15th, this Tuesday. West Coast, the pressure's going down. We'll get to hear something. I'm not sure we're going to hear everything or see what we think we are. I know a lot of people is looking and they already got their thumbnails created. You know how people ran with you remember last time how people ran off and said that Tyson Fury pushed Deontay Wilder back, and you know, he didn't seem right. He seemed scared. He was too light in the ass and all that. Listen, there's a whole lot of things that's all wrong about that fight. But this is why we have the next one, July 24th. This is why we have the next one, so we can put all that to bed. We can put all that to bed, people. There's nothing else to talk about. After this fight right here, there's nothing else to talk about. We have a trilogy. It was adjudicated. It's official. And now we wait. But in the meanwhile, today, I will be going live at the presser. I'm not sure how they're going to integrate, or we even the media, are they going to allow us to ask questions? I'm not sure how that's going to play out. I really couldn't tell you. It all depends on the fighter. It all depends on what's going on. I mean, it can be more so the fighters themselves talking their shit and no media questions, or it can be, first off, the fighters engage one another, and then the media is going to ask questions. But if I'm using my correct spider senses, if I'm assuming and insinuating, I'm going to say, with both sides having their own weighted adversity, I'm not sure if they're going to allow for Q&A from the media. I don't know. I'm not sure of that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just not sure that they're going to allow Q&A, because it's all going to be up to the fighters on whether they want to answer it. I'm not sure if they're going to shut down the shit early. I really couldn't tell you how this presser is so thick. The tension is going to be so thick. When both of these guys are in the room together, man, you just don't know. It's almost like walking into the courtroom and somebody freaking harm your family member and you got to face them for the first time. I mean, it's going to be that type of venom, for real. Willie Lowe in the building, salute to you. What's good, man? King Mitch, what's good? It's going to be one of those pressers, man. So y'all stay tuned. I'm definitely going to be there. Jipper, bright and early, and wait around, try to get a good seat. It don't matter because I got my gear with me, so it really don't matter what seat I get. I just want something that's close enough center so I can hear and I can soak it all in, so I can see the facial expressions. You know what I'm saying? So I can, hear if this is goddamn growling going on that motherfucker. You can hear a motherfucker heartbeat. I just want to be able to, check out the temperature of both fighters in such an epic fight coming up next month. This is truly one of those deep, dark, vicious type of fights that's on the horizon. If you ever want to ask about personal, this is extremely personal. Not to mention, it's in the hardest hitting class in boxing, the heavyweights. The tenaciousness is vicious. All those damn aggressive words, man, involves this fight right here. King Mitch said, GWOAT is the #1 pound for pound women boxing, period. Listen, I don't know what they have going on with, like once again, I have no idea why they would even shift or, change positions with that Mitch. They on some bullshit. That's what that is. And now it comes into, what's going on in their head. Does race have to do with it? Sometimes they do shit just to get attention. They might have shifted her just to get attention. You know what I'm saying? Just to bring more attention to the list to talk about. I'm finding more and more that happens a lot in media, man. They just shift attention. Real talk. But this this Wilder Fury is going down in about 2 hours. Well, I say about 3 hours, but media has to be there early. And I am looking extremely forward to seeing both fighters in the room. Like I said before, see if any words are exchanged between camps. I mean, if you ever wanted to look for a trilogy in a heavyweight and you wanted the backstory, that was full of suspense and intrigue, this would be the fight you want to go to. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping, it's one of those fights you just hope that both fighters show up. No one is sick. They keep the fight date. You just hope they both show up. Because this is a main event where no one's gonna leave the arena. I don't care who you have on the undercard. It's an all heavyweight affair. But ain't nobody leaving the arena. They ain't coming there. I seen F.A. Jogba. I seen F.A. Jogba and Jared Anderson. I'm good, dog. I'm about to go in the casino and gamble. No, motherfucker said, hey, can you go get me this, man? Can you rather get some popcorn? Get a drink or two. Man, why can't you do it, man? I'm gonna check out these fights, and you never know what's gonna happen. People are gonna be waiting with eagerness and anxiety for this fight to happen. Just the walkout, man. What the walkout is gonna be like. A lot of people who criticize Deontay for having this too heavy suit, right? What is he gonna walk out with? Because they quick to see what are you gonna do? What are you gonna have on this time? He better not have this. He said way down there, all the little rumor mills that was going on last time. What is he gonna walk out with? Because his outfits has been nothing short of amazing. He has some of the most freaking how you put it, dressed battle guard. You know what I'm saying? That you will see walk into the ring. I like the white and gold myself. So I'm pretty sure whoever his designer is, they're gonna come up with something extremely nice. There's Sean Thompson in the building. Fury Channel said Wilder shouldn't even show up because Fury will verbally embarrass him and send him home crying. I mean, who wrote that? A sixth grader? Who wrote "Send him home crying"? Come on now. The man wasn't even crying after the fight was stopped and he went over there and asked Mark Breland what the fuck you stopped the fight for. He wasn't even crying when he went back to the corner after Luis Ortiz, had ample amount of 41 seconds to land bombs on him, and he didn't walk back to the corner crying. I mean, who said that from Fury's camp? Talking about he's gonna go back home embarrassed. Come on now. So Taylor defends her belt versus Natasha Jonas in a close fight. But Carissa captures another title to become two-time undisputed simultaneously. And these fools rank Taylor #1. The fuck going on? Racism, bro. They're pushing Katie Taylor so bad. Katie Taylor, man, is overrated, first of all. Let's get that perfectly clear. Katie Taylor is overrated. Clarissa will put those hands on Katie. And that's what happened when I thought they was friends at one time. She was bigging her up. Katie this, Katie that. But it's gonna come down to it. Taylor might be looking at this like, yeah, Clarissa ain't gonna come down. I don't have to worry about crossing paths with Clarissa anytime soon. But this is the same shit they did with Vasyl Lomachenko, and shit like that. I mean, what is going on? And now y'all understand what I was saying about Clarissa. A lot of people want to be quick to shut it down because they want to spin it however they feel. But didn't I say Clarissa should stay over in mixed martial arts until boxing is begging for her to come back? Because if you're going to sit up here and try to push another fighter that doesn't even come close to Carissa Shields, multi-division champion, just like Mitch said, two division undisputed, two division undisputed. And she has 11 fights in the game, two-time gold standard Olympian, and you're going to do it like that? That's fucked up. That's real fucked up. But you can't put too much, you can't put too much emphasis on these motherfucking pound for pound, because the people who do it, man, it's almost like they don't even take boxing serious. They just put shit out there 1 minute and make you talk about it and just sit there and laugh. Look at them, they all mad because we did that. They're mad. Just like they kept on the ring pound for pound list. They kept Gennady Golovkin up there. You know what I'm saying? For a long time, they kept Gennady Golovkin up there. Now they have Alexander Usyk and Vasyl Lomachenko, two buddies that don't have belts. Why are they still on the pound for pound list? Why? Because when Wilder had the belt, he wasn't on the pound for pound list. But Fury, per the BWAA rankings, Fury beats a guy who was absolutely nothing in their eyes, and they throw him on the pound for pound list of Boxing Writers Association of America. How is that possible? How can you come around and award somebody for beating a fighter that you said that wasn't nothing? Like, he wasn't fundamentally, he wasn't nothing as a heavyweight. You didn't give him the respect as a heavyweight. But Fury beat him, he gets rewarded. And that's why you hear a lot of boxing channels speaking more about the obvious in boxing. That's why a lot of people are fucking with MMA. Because in some cases dealing with boxing, and just like Deontay Wilder said, some fighters have the complexion for the protection, along with a lot of media. You know, including myself. Some fighters have complexion for the protection. And I don't think Carissa Shields has that complexion. I don't think Tyson Fury has that complexion. Last time I checked, there's a lot of fighters out here getting co-signed on these rankings. And you're asking yourself, how? Did we not just witness them? Do we not know that so-and-so is better than this person? I mean, how are they getting co-signed like that? There you go. Feliciano say, please don't wear a heavy suit this time. Feliciano, just the FYI, the suit was no heavier than the vest he walks around and train. A portion and a snippet of a video was released from a guy who had malice intent. If I interview you for 10 minutes, but yet only release an 8-second portion of the video and a sound bite of what you told me, so people can run with it, then what kind of integrity do I have? Well, how are you going to look at me? Him saying he didn't feel good when Chris took off the mask isn't basically confirming that the suit was too heavy. It's the fact that his legs felt some type of way. Like, if you're drugged or you on any type of influence, especially a sleep aid, you feel woozy. You know what I'm saying? You feel nauseated, maybe dizzy. I don't know, but his legs didn't feel right. He said it so many times over that his legs didn't feel right. So it's not so much the suit coming off; it's so much of the fact that he was drugged. You know, something, his water or whatever was tainted that influenced his system. We know if we get drugged, we take something orally, it hit the system, and you don't feel good. That's like food poisoning. That's like any type of ingredient that you consume orally. You don't feel right. Wilder has fought plenty of times, coming in light. Just because Tyson Fury goes up to 280, 285, how many people have Deontay Wilder knocked out that was over 250 pounds? So I really don't see that as being something that I believe. You know what I'm saying? It's good. You don't have to care about it, but I do. And that's why I'm talking about it, Shouty. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to care about it, but if you're on this live chat listening, you know it's Bomb Squad Nation all day, baby. So, you know, you don't have to, but I will say this. All you have to do is just tune in a couple of hours and you're going to get more of what you're looking for, you know, because the pressure is going to be going down. It's going to be on and popping, Shouty. So I invite you and everybody else that's with you to tune in. The GOAT top 10 pound for pound on all gender boxing lists. You know, it was one point I wouldn't agree with you, Mitch, but we have to consider that, Mitch. We have to consider that. We have to show respect and homage to place Clarissa Shields where she belongs, just like they're trying their best to place Vasyl Lomachenko in the pantheon of boxing. We have to consider that because it's no different. She's been able to do more than Vasyl Lomachenko. And people want to talk about resume. If it was so easy, why haven't Lomachenko did it? Both of them have the same amount of divisions. Both of them have the same amount of Olympic gold medals. But Clarissa has been able to unify in more than one division in a short period of time. And she's still undefeated, Mitch. So I absolutely check the box on that with you. She has to be top 10 pound for pound on all gender boxing lists. I agree. What she's been able to accomplish, I agree wholeheartedly. That shit ain't gonna change. I agree. It doesn't change because her MMA shit has nothing to do with it. But if you're gonna say Vasyl on his second professional fight lost, and then he gets the championship from a drained out, depleted Gary Russell fighting for the vacant title in his third professional fight, okay. But Carissa's been the first to do a lot of things in boxing, and no one's really given that recognition. The brotherhood in the building, salute to you, my brother. What's good? I agree. I think Katie lost to Pursoon twice. Yeah, Pursoon gave her a very solid contest, and people not looking at that, man. They just trying to build Katie I was about to say Perry, Katie Taylor up to be something that she isn't. And the reason why they feel safe at doing that because they believe she's not going to be able to cross Clarissa Shields anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? That's what they feel like. They're not going to cross anytime soon. You think Katie Taylor is going to be calling out Clarissa? What weight? What weight we talking about? What weight we talking about? What weight do she want that damn dog off the leash? Somebody tell me, what weight class are we talking about? Katie Taylor is solid, but beating Jonas isn't enough to move Taylor to number one, in my opinion, especially after Shields just beat another champion to become undisputed in yet another weight division. This is what we're looking at, Mitch, how they're not going to give her credit because them women, they can look at it from the outside. Carissa run her mouth. She got this type of attitude and all that. But when they get into the ring, just like we've seen in her MMA debut, her hands are faster than what they initially thought. Like people can tell you all you want. Oh man, let me tell you the 411. Until you actually get in there and experience it, you have an understanding, but you really don't have the experience. And that's what it is, man. Them opponents Clarissa Shields stepping there with, they see how quick she is, how good her defense and how much dog she got, and they freeze up. Ask Marie Dakar. She was the same way. She barely did shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the same criticism they give Shakur Stevenson right now. Yeah, he can take it. Everybody's fight is not going to be spectacular, period. It's just not. But don't go up here trying to make it something as if, Clarissa Shields haven't did what she's supposed to. And like she's supposed to go in there and dance and her opponent's supposed to meet every step that she's making. Her opponent's in there to compete against her, not with her. I don't know what Katie Taylor has done, so to speak. What has she done? Salute, top of the morning, salute, man. What's good with you? Appreciate everyone for tuning up, man. I'm not saying what interviews I'm gonna get because I don't know how many people are gonna be out here. How's it all gonna go down? But I will be joining the area in a little bit to kind of get a feel, catch some people coming in here and there who gonna be, at the presser. But it's gonna be more so lit in Vegas, so to speak. It's a heavy week, y'all. It's a heavy week. You'll find out what I'm talking about. It's gonna be a busy fucking week. Probably won't be getting hardly any sleep, man. I'm gonna be up like an owl, saying, "Who's next? Who's next? What's going on?" No heavyweight should be on the pound for pound list, but he is the #1 heavyweight. Look, no heavyweights were supposed to be on the pound for pound list until Fury beat Deontay Wilder. Because Fury was more so catering to the U.S. fan base. So to slap Deontay Wilder in the face, they allowed Fury to come over here and frolic and bullshit and fool everybody as if he was this guy recovering from mental illness. And all the time Deontay was winning and winning, they didn't give him any thought of being on the pound for pound list. But when Tyson Fury beat the guy they was criticizing so heavy through all the controversy, they put him on the pound for pound list because they felt like his mental illness storyline fit well with this so-called recovery, this recovery success story. It fit all well, people. He did it. They didn't put into consideration that Deontay Wilder gave this man an opportunity once he started to reform himself as a crackhead. They didn't say anything about Deontay Wilder providing him an opportunity, coming down from gaining all that weight, being suspended from the sport from PES. How do you get rewarded for being suspended from the sport and then becoming addicted? Return back to the sport because your PR team said, hey, use mental illness. You have the complexion for the protection. They'll believe it. Well, when I was going through the darkest stage of my life, I said to myself, when I was coked out, I said, shit. It was like going to sleep in a baker's shop. Everywhere I looked, it was white powder everywhere. And all I did was just roll over and inhale. And I said, wow, what a feeling. I just like it. And I said, this is not me. It had to do with mental illness. And at that point right there, I said, I got to be mentally insane to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? To have a motherfucking bucket of goddamn powder and just going through buckets of coke every day. 450 pounds. And then all of a sudden the money's running low. I need to return back to the sport of boxing. I need to get my mojo back. So let me start to clean up myself. Talk to my father. He said, Tyson, it's not what I raised you to be. But make sure you send me a bucket too. They didn't raise him to do that shit. But hey, he thought it would be cool and it worked. The U.S. fans are so gullible. We praise Tyson Fury. We praise him so much. We feel so sorry. Man, get out of here. I guess 115, 113 card, Natasha Jonas, make you a top pound for pound. Man, it's full of bullshit, boy. Pound for pound's all the politics and moment still up there after getting beat by T.O. I know, man, it's extremely biased. Extremely biased. Usyk is heavyweight and he belongs in pound for pound list, although he has looked average his few heavyweight fights. So, him unifying the cruiserweight division, in the division where another fighter won't get credit because they say there's really nobody in the division. Just like Terrence Crawford, they say Julius Ndongo, right? Julius Ndongo, he wasn't nobody. That's the weakest unification ever and all this other shit. But Usyk unifies a division that's more so like a coronavirus warehouse. It's really nothing in there that we know about. Something may have existed in there, but there's no signs of life. I mean, he unified the cruiserweight division, and no one can really talk about the opponents that he beat. Anyway, I can't waste time on it. Wilder's good, but he doesn't take a loss well at all. Wilder isn't good. He's great. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest of this era. He's not good. He's great. The fact that Wilder was unwell and had equilibrium fucked and still ain't quit means he has heart of a champion, man. He was willing to die in the ring. Also means Fury has pillow hands. You know, Fury is what it is, man. You know, um, I forgot the guy's name who released all the pics, but his pics are not altered, Photoshop or none of that. And it clearly shows that, you know, Fury's attire and his gear, you know, basically had manipulation. It was a manipulation to the gear that he was wearing in the ring. So I will tell you all this. Of course, there's going to be criticism for people who are unqualified to examine that situation correctly. Like you really couldn't take, you know, just a ample amount of time to assess a situation and what's being talked about, his gloves, the egg weight, and all that. You know, you have to really just take time instead of just reading the comment and you automatically disagreeing. You have to say, first of all, is Tyson Fury capable of cheating? If you start off with that question right there, then it may calm you down a little bit to say, okay, he is. He's been caught cheating before. Just look at the referee catching his glove with the thumb loop being manipulated. Okay, you can take it for that, right? Then you can just go on for there and bulletize questions that you have about Tyson Fury that night. And you may convince yourself that, yeah, it's highly credible that Tyson Fury cheated that night. It's 100% credible that Deontay Wilder wasn't himself that night. That's 100%. That's maximized. I know from me seeing him fight, that wasn't the same fighter. I think boxing should have one belt per division. Two is cool, but only in special cases do they apply an interim belt, just like the UFC, just like Bellator. Only on special, unique occasions where they're trying to build up a fight, they make the interim belt applicable. They don't do it all the time. It's just not two belts that's accessible for fighters to fight for all the time. No, that's not the way it works. So you're primarily fighting for the super title or the world title. It used to be just the world championship. Now, you know, the franchises came into play, you know, and then we have the damn world title, and then we have the gold title, and we have the regular title. We just have so well, primarily this is going on with the WBC and the WBA. I'm wondering how long it's going to take for the IBF and the WBO to consider, or they're going to hold their ground. I don't know. What's going on, Sir Senior in the building? What's good? They can play the games so she can run from Carissa. Yeah, a lot of boxing fans, man, they really mess with Carissa hard, man. I'm telling you, they keep this boxing shit embroiled in controversy, don't they? It's always some motherfucking controversy in this boxing shit. It's always like we get deprived. You know what I'm saying? It's like teasing going wrong. Like you want this shit, you want us to take boxing serious. But then the shit that keeps on being represented in the sport, where you believe this person is gonna fight, and then you can't believe that person isn't fighting the best, but the best is fighting this other person, and come to find out, just because they may be in the same promotion or they more so your favorite instead of the crowd favorite, you're just shaking your head all the time, like, man, this shit is bewildering. Like, why is this fighter fighting that fighter? Where's the politics playing? Oh, okay, I understand now why this fighter is fighting that fighter. I get it. And then you have fighters now that saying they're not gonna fight this fighter because they're mad. I ain't gonna give them opportunity. I don't know what's up with that. I just feel that that's, you know, when it comes to the brothers, y'all need to stop that shit. You know, who gives a damn if Errol Spence believes that Keith Thurman is a cornball. Fight him then and make him look like a cornball. It's still a big paycheck for you. Yeah, he didn't fight you when you won, when you was calling him out, of course. But we in boxing, bro. This is not motherfucking a soap opera. This is not reality. The real fighters, what they call the real men of professional boxing or whatever the case. This is not a reality show, man, where you just get mad at a motherfucker because he didn't give you a title shot. But what you can say he was a former unified champion. He had the WBC and the WBA belt. If you truly want to be petty, all right, he held 2 belts that's higher in seniority than your IBF title at the time, Spence. That's fact. That's fact, Spence. I know you're about to fight Pacquiao for the belt, but Keith Thurman held the WBC and the WBA. In the pecking order, the IBF is after the WBA and before the WBO. So come on, bro. What we got all these brothers up here, Charlo, talking all this shit. Andre, I'm still mad at what he did. I'm not giving him a shot. It's becoming laughable and petty. And then you see all these Latino fighters surpassing y'all in notoriety. And then y'all motherfucking ass want to go check the Latino fighters. Oh, they need to stop that shit, bro. Y'all can talk about what JD's examined all they want. JD's has been said by Deontay Wilder that he was inexperienced in that particular position. So if he's saying that JD's is inexperienced, let me tell you something. It's extremely possible. The reason why I'm saying I've been there where some fighters don't get their gloves checked. I've been there when not Deontay Wilder, Gervonta Davis fought Leo Santa Cruz. And on the screen, he had a different glove on. And when he came out, he had all whites. Was a team member from Leo Santa Cruz back there when he changed gloves? I'm there. I'm looking at the shit. Floyd Mayweather was back there. Gloves was changed. So stop believing that just because a commission is somewhere in the area that shit goes by protocol and standard operating procedures. If y'all are not able to be a part of these situations and see it for yourself, then you can't get on here and deny it all the time. It's highly possible JD's was in the room and not focusing wholeheartedly on what was going on with the glove. If Deontay say he was inexperienced, then you take it for his word. JD's was inexperienced. Wilder about to break the internet in 3 hours. Yes, sir. He's about to, for real. He's about to. It's about to get wild. It's about to get important. And it's definitely about to be a temperature change over here on the West Coast. It's already hot out here. It's already hot. but you know how you get them tremors when a volcano is about to erupt? It's some little tremors that's going on right now, before that volcano begins to, boil over. And this is just super, super deep resentment. Oh, man. Like, you can't say this is no script. It's genuine shit. It's genuine shit going on here. Real talk. Yeah, Tyler, okay, so I'm having a conversation with a fangirl. Bottom line is this fight was decided all. Exactly. D Hodges, what's going on, OG? How you feeling, bro? Salute to you. Yes, sir. It's about to be different up in this camp. West Coast style. These lames celebrating Spence, dismissing Thurman. I don't know how people just sitting up here co-signing that shit. Like, I really have to look at it different, like if I was in the sport. Like, Keith Thurman has one loss to a legend, right? A 8th division champion, right? So therefore, how are you going to say, okay, you want to praise Spence? Check this out. You want to praise Spence for for being 9-0 in the welterweight division. Okay, so I say this all the time. People are like, man, what the fuck you talking about? His record is so and so. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Check it when he actually starts selling into welterweight. You talk about Crawford, and he was stopping all his opponents. Spence at welterweight is really not that different from Crawford, unless you look at the names, okay? But what Terrence Crawford did, he stopped all his. But Errol Spence had to finish kicking the can down the street and determine, let me take this sport serious. I'm gonna fight at welterweight. He didn't always fight at welterweight in his career. While he was, shifting stances back and forth from super welterweight to welterweight, he never got a title at super welterweight. People give him excuses. So now that he's in a position to fight Manny Pacquiao, people are trying to downplay Thurman, who went in here and lost, and that's his only loss to a motherfucking legend. Keith Thurman took the motherfucking fight. Now Errol Spence is taking the fight just to get that WBA belt. But peep this out, though. How long has Manny Pacquiao been out the ring now? He was just in recess for being out the ring so long. Now they're going to have him return to face Spence. How long has Manny Pacquiao? Are y'all going to identify how long an old man like that has been out the ring? Manny Pacquiao is actually older than me in boxing years. He's actually older than me in boxing years, y'all. Michael, what's good? Salute WCS from Brooklyn, NY. Salute the NY. Brooklyn in the building. Whose fault is that? All I'm hearing is facts. Them gloves was hot. Plus Fury been caught cheating before with roids. He can do it again. Absolutely, man. Brotherhood, appreciate the donation, my brother. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is gonna be heavy. I'm checking. Look, I got all my shit charging up. Oh my god, I got my shit charging up, dog. I got so many damn devices over this bitch. I got to make a move. I got to goddamn start getting ready. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I got something in the middle of my chest. I'm like, I got a knot in the middle of my chest and shit. I'm not the one gonna be on stage because I feel it. I say, this is serious. There's no faking in this motherfucker today. There's no faking, dog. Spence got credit for his war with Porter. He should. Bud went down a bit for his match with Gamboa. Let me explain to you like this, like I did before. It's a reason why Terrence Crawford is ahead of Spence on the pound for pound list. For one, he has multiple divisions as a world champion. And though he moved up and earned the championship fight, once again, we should identify this first and foremost before we start to move the goalposts. Terrence Crawford beat Jeff Horn, who defeated Manny Pacquiao. Don't matter how you see it, don't matter what you want to, spin it, he defeated Manny Pacquiao, right? So he came over here and beat Jeff Horn. Don't nobody want to give him credit because people are not truly familiar with who Jeff Horn was. You know what I'm saying? So Terrence Crawford went ahead and finished him like he was supposed to. He finished all his opponents at welterweight. So this is the deal when it comes down to Terrence Crawford. You can say what you want, but he has an undisputed division under his belt. Errol Spence has popularity under his belt. Who's great on Errol Spence's resume? And this is not about Errol Spence today, but who's great for them to just sit up here and convolute the credentials that Terrence Crawford has earned? Who? You wanna talk about Thurman and Sean Porter, right? Thurman, Sean Porter. Even though he went in the backyard of Kell Brook and earned the title, you want to talk about not Thurman and Sean Porter. You want to think of Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Kell Brook. Don't come with no Lamont Peterson. Don't come with Algieri. Don't come with Ocampos. I don't want to hear none of those names. He went to the backyard of Kell Brook. Kudos. He fought Sean Porter. Kudos. But guess who he didn't fight? He hasn't fought Manny Pacquiao. He hasn't fought Keith Thurman. He hasn't fought Terrence Crawford. Those were the big names in the division. He can say what he want. He can say what he want. Trying to say, oh, Keith Thurman didn't want to fight me and all this other shit. You're moving slowly but surely. You putting around the welterweight division, man. And you're saying you're on the verge of unifying the division, but yet every time you open up your mouth about Crawford, it's like we 70-30, 80-80-20. We might give him 90-10 if I get this other belt. So you're about to fight an old-ass Pacquiao so you can have a name to your resume. That's the only great fighter that you will have, but I give Pacquiao the same credit I give Klitschko for fighting Anthony Joshua. He was out of the sport over a year, and Anthony Joshua selected him to come back to the sport. Almost got his ass beat. So Terrence Crawford is now having the opportunity to scoop up a WBA title with a fighter that's been out the ring for quite some time. The last time Pacquiao fought, I believe, was July 2019, right? So you do the math. You do the math. By the time that they fight next, it would have been 2 years Pacquiao was out the ring. 2 years at 42 years old. 2 years, y'all. I'm going to leave that shit because it's a Wilder day. I'm going to leave that shit alone because when I get to cooking on motherfucking Errol Spence, it can go on and on and on. But we'll save that for another day, man. We'll save it for another day. Because when you talk about the greats, who is the great? Is Sean Porter great? Is Kell Brook great? Danny Garcia great? If you tell me Danny Garcia great, tell me. I don't want to hear shit about 140. Tell me what he did great moving up to welterweight. Tell me. I want to know what he did great. Sean Porter, who has he lost to? He lost to Kell Brook, right? Because that's the title that he picked up, L. Spence, with Sean Porter, old title, right? Who else did Sean Porter lose to? Keith Thurman, right? Okay, Sean Porter has some daylight. So he go in there and fight Danny Garcia. So common opponent. Danny Garcia loses to Errol Spence. Danny Garcia loses to Sean Porter. Some of the big names at welterweight. But he fought for a vacant title, which he went in there against Spence, and he lost. Another big name. Brook, Thurman, and Spence. Some of these fighters, these top fighters in the welterweight division, are losing to one another. So if Keith Thurman has fought some of the big names in the welterweight division, how can Errol Spence consider him somebody that he don't want to fight? Don't you want to go in there against Keith Thurman after what Pacquiao did to him? Keith Thurman's still a good name. He has one loss, bro. Do like your boy Jamel did. Jamel got his rematch with Tony Harrison, and he went in there and stopped him. Tony Harrison was talking mad shit about Jamel. Mad shit about Jamel. And Mel was doing the same with Tony Harrison, but come on, man. Anyway, Spence got credit for his war with Porter. What Fury did was completely take advantage of the trust and punch his glove, but too many are willing to dismiss the fact it's not really cheating in their eyes. The complexion for the protection, man. A lot of people just overlook Fury and support Fury when he's a bona fide cheater. He's a legitimate cheater. The reason why they hate Wilder is much deeper than just their opinion. You know, the resentment runs extremely deep. The resentment is crazy. It's almost like this guy stole. You know, he did some shit John Jones did. He had a hit and run. You know what I'm saying? People was injured. It was a pregnant lady. You know what I'm saying? He punched somebody. He punched somebody because they was taking a picture of him with their phone. So he slapped them and took their phone. You know, he got domestic violence issue. You know, he going around smacking women in public. He's popping dirty every other couple of years. You would think that's what Deontay Wilder's accused of. But hey, when it comes down to it, we already know what it is. They just don't want to show him love because he's speaking, you know, he's speaking about his people. He's speaking what he represents in life. So they don't want to show him no love. They say it's too black. He's too black, man. He's too black. We need somebody. Now they trying to hype up Jared Anderson because Jared sparred with Anthony Joshua. You know, I don't have nothing against Jared Anderson. I'm just keeping it, you know, reality. Jared come over here hyping up Anthony Joshua that he'll beat this. Okay, Jared, because when it comes down to it, understand that people have the opportunity and access to rewind the reel and find out what you was talking about earlier. So I hope everything you talking about, you know what I'm saying, you can substantiate that when it comes time for you to be in that position. Because they're gonna pretty much be dependent on you. You're a US heavyweight that's trying to build up your credentials. So guess what? Guess what? You're gonna be on the scrutiny too, there, Jared. So since you wanted to hype up Anthony Joshua when they was talking about Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury in the same sin, I mean Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder in the same sins and all that. Remember that when you get near the top, it's about time for you to get that championship shot. And all these people that you are trying to impress and you trying to appease them. You can't do it, Jared Anderson. It's too much. They ain't gonna never be satisfied. Boxing fans, for you though, my hands are clamoring, waiting for this press conference. Yeah, for sure. But hey, check this out, people. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I got the bounce, man. I'm about to head down, so I'm about to bounce. I will see y'all there, and salute everyone that's tuned in. But you know, if the live is being shown, the live gonna be shown on YouTube and everything like that. But you see me go live, man, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. I'm gonna try to switch it up today and do something different than I usually do. But yeah, y'all show that love, man. Hit the like button on your way out. Salute. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a pastor, doctor. I got a 6 sense for imposters. So now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me, I'ma push back, just wait and you'll see. Please excuse me, your honor, but you can't hold me no longer. Can't you feel the vibrations? I broke out and left traces. Go ahead, try catch me if you can, man. You'll be looking all night, I'm the Sandman. New York, London to Japan. I'ma show the whole world who I am. Boom, boom, boom. Major look.